Anyway, we're not going to talk about the Red Wings right now, but we will talk about our beloved Detroit Pistons. So, I am going to give you some team stats for this Pistons team as we enter close to the trade deadline here. First thing is first, let's start about the team strength, which is its defense. Defensively, now I pulled these stats yesterday, so I'm not sure how accurate they are today. Obviously, these numbers change, and the Pistons will play tonight as well. They are second in points allowed per game. They are second in field goal percentage allowed per game. They are seventh in 3-point percentage allowed per game. And they are fourth in blocks and third in steals per game. So the defense is electric. And it's because of guys like Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, Asar Thompson. All of those guys play excellent, excellent defense. And Jalen Duren, for that matter. Here's your problem, if you can call it that. Offensively, this team needs some work. Now, I'm going to go through these stats as well. Basically the same stats as we just heard. They're 10th in points per game. Not bad. 6th in field goal percentage. Pretty good. They are 18th in 3-point percentage. 18th. Meaning below average. But despite all of it, they're second in point differential. So this, of course, makes it a little bit easy for Trajan Langdon and company to figure out, okay, we're still one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Just recently, they were listed as the number one team in the NBA in the power rankings, which I think is pretty incredible. I'm still not sure if I would put them over the Oklahoma City Thunder, but definitely the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. So the need is pretty obvious. You know, you need to get another shooter around Cade. As much as I like Duncan Robinson, you know, as much as I even like, you know, guys like Jaden Ivey, you know, they're not shooting threats for the most. I mean, like Duncan Robinson is a little bit more, but Karis LeVert has been very disappointing. He really hadn't played much, and when he has, it's not been much. Duncan Robinson has done well, but you need more. You're going to need to be better than 18th in the league for shooting from three if you want to win the NBA Finals. You just how the game is, you know. Now here's the problem. There is a certain name of a certain player on a certain team who terrifies me. And it's not because I think he's a bad player. It's not even because I think he is going to be traded to the Pistons or traded, period. But it's a player that many, many, many fans really want. And that player is one Michael Porter Jr., one of the members of the 2023 Denver Nuggets. So an NBA champion, certainly knows how to win in playoff games and play well enough. Look, let me give you stats for this year. 36 games, 24 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 38% from three. He's got an 85% free throw percentage, an effective field goal percentage of 57.7%, 2.6 win share on Sports Reference, on Basketball Reference. So you look at those numbers, and you're like, well, it's a lot better than Karis LeVert. It's a lot better than Jaden Ivey, frankly. You know, like that is obviously looks like a plus. Here's my fear, and I want to give you guys this. He is playing the second most minutes per game in his career right now. 32 minutes per game. Now, granted, 24-25 last year, he played 33 minutes. Now, he is attempting the most field goals in his career, 18.4. The closest he got to that was 13.6 last year. And again, Denver let him walk. So, or I think they traded him. Either way, they didn't bring him back, basically. He is attempting the most threes in his career, 9.4. Second closest was 7.3, excuse me. He is basically the only good player on Brooklyn. Like, let me actually just pull up their roster really quick. Like, maybe you're a big Nick Claxton fan. You know, maybe you like Cam Thomas. I don't even know who. EJ Little. He's only played 9 games, but he's basically their entire team. Nick Claxton also is on there. He's a factor of sorts. But it's Michael Porter Jr. is their best scorer, and they are almost certainly going to trade him. The question is, if you trade for him, how much is it going to hurt? Because look, you're going to probably have to part with a player like a Jaden Ivey or a Ron Holland or Tobias Harris, or it's point is you're not going to like it. You're not going to like what you got to get rid of. And I know Pistons fans, they're not going to like what they got to get rid of. And for a player like Michael Porter Jr., there's just something about this where I just feel like, okay, if we trade for this guy, he's going to cost us. It not cost us players. I mean, he's going to do some stupid stuff. One of his nicknames is Never Swing the Rock, which means he's going to huck up some shots where you're like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you shooting, Michael? What are you doing? That is the kind of player that he is. So, unfortunately, he probably is the best available as far as shooters go. That is reasonable that you can get. I mean, maybe if you want to say we're just going to magically end up with Devin Booker somehow, like we're going to pull a Luka Doncic to the Lakers trade and just they'll just say, we didn't like how Devin Booker wore glasses or something. But MPJ, he is a very likely candidate to get traded. The Pistons are the best team in the Eastern Conference, and they need shooting. So it's like kind of perfect for that, right? Like that's like he on paper, he looks like the perfect guy for the Pistons. But there's just something in my spirit. There's something in my soul that just gets the ick. Like if we trade for this guy, I'm not necessarily going to be like angry. I'll be like, oh, okay, they're really being serious. But I'm afraid, okay? I'm like the opposite of Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, where he said, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm afraid. I'm still afraid. Like there's just something, there's like bad juju. Like you trade for this guy, I just feel like your offense is going to revolve around him way too much. He's going to take too many shots. You're going to be worse on defense. I don't know. All right. So if you're a Pistons fan or just an NBA fan and you think that the Pistons need to trade for this guy, please alleviate my fear. I want to believe. He's obviously a championship winning player. He was a very integral part of that Nuggets team that won it a couple of years ago. But it's something about it, man. All right. And maybe it's just I'm being a little paranoid, but I don't like it. I don't like it. So we'll see. Obviously, the trade deadline is not until mid next week. I think it is February the 5th or something like that. Okay. Calendar doesn't want to pull up. Oh, there it is. I think it's February the 5th. Okay, now it doesn't want to go away. There we go. So we'll see if they end up making a move. I think I could be wrong for them to not make any move, but I'm not sure that this move would be like an easy slam dunk. I'm just saying, don't think, oh, we're going to get this guy and then we're just going to automatically be the best shooting team ever because he's averaging 24 points a game and almost 40% from three. Just slow your roll. All right? There's a lot of other things to consider about this guy that could come back to bite us. That's not an excuse not to do it, but just know that it's not as easy as maybe some fans or some people in the media might want you to believe it is. So, anyways, that's all I got. Pistons are a very good team. Defensively, they're elite. They can certainly win on the back of that defense. But I'm going to need some 3-point shooting. I'm going to need some boost in that to really believe that this team can actually win the championship this year. They're certainly the team to beat out of the East as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see how the deadline goes. Because if you stand pat, the momentum is going to swing downward, especially if other teams around you start adding, like Boston, like New York, etc. Oh my gosh, that ball just got launched into the air, and somehow Rutgers ends up with it. This is just their kind of night, isn't it? Anyway, that's all I got. So, fun stuff. Go Pistons. They play tonight. Maybe they'll beat, you know what? They'll beat the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr. tonight. Hey, YouTube, if you like clips like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We've got live shows every Tuesday night. Hope to see you there.